Trump's Gaza deal sparks questions on whether Israel and Hamas will comply. President Trump announced a new 15-point plan through his Board of Peace on Friday, a day after unveiling the agreement on Thursday. The plan calls in part for Israel to end its attacks in Gaza and for Hamas to give up its weapons, though the full list of 15 points has not been made public. The Board of Peace, a body created by the Trump administration to oversee the deal, released the text on Friday and said the parties have 2 weeks to determine a schedule, which an international verification committee can extend. In its first response, Hamas said the first step must be an Israeli commitment to stop attacks and link the turnover of what it called heavy weapons to a list of other conditions that were not specified. The Israeli government has not issued a formal statement on the announcement. An anonymous diplomatic official said the Israeli military would not retreat from the current yellow line in Gaza without genuine disarmament by Hamas. Under the October ceasefire deal, Israeli troops retreated to a yellow line, leaving about half the territory still under occupation, but have since pressed deeper into Gaza. The October ceasefire required Israel to end its attacks, yet airstrikes have continued, targeting Hamas and Palestinian Islamic Jihad, the second largest militant group in Gaza. Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has said Israel is killing those who planned the October 2023 attack on southern Israel as well as any elite Hamas fighters that Israeli security forces find. Nikolai Mladenov, the Board of Peace's High Representative for Gaza, wrote on social media that implementation and verification have to be real and that withdrawal must move in lockstep with decommissioning. Hardline Minister of National Security Itamar Ben-Gvir called the published text unacceptable and insisted that targeted killings in Gaza must continue. Experts and officials have raised doubts about whether Hamas will relinquish all its weapons and whether Israel will cease its attacks, which is a precondition in the new agreement for further progress. The announcement caught many by surprise, highlighting how challenging it will be to carry out a deal that requires mutual concessions after months of broken ceasefires. Analysts note that the 15-point framework leaves many details unresolved, including how the verification committee will operate on the ground and what penalties might apply if either side fails to meet its obligations. The lack of a public Israeli endorsement adds another layer of uncertainty to an already fragile process. Meanwhile, humanitarian groups warn that continued airstrikes risk worsening the already dire situation for civilians in Gaza. These factors together suggest that the path to implementation will be long and uncertain. Thanks for listening, and stay tuned for more updates.